Hey everybody, and welcome back to our weekly little meeting we've got here on the skincare system. We've got Tom Mower Sr. back in the hot seat. Last week we kind of took a break from our skincare line and we talked about shampoos and the harmful ingredients in our shampoos, what you encounter every day as you go to the supermarket, go to the store, see what's on the shelves there and all the different ingredients you'll encounter. And Tom Jr. took to the lab and he was able to show us how easy it is with just 3 or 4 ingredients to make a very simple shampoo. Add something to make it smell good and you have a shampoo that a lot of women would want to use. So great information last week, and today we are going to have Tom Mower talk about Actify 6000, and then next week he's going to talk about Transfusium as we wrap up the skincare line. Of course, Transfusium truly being the powerhouse product in the skincare line, and definitely my favorite product in the skincare line. I love it. As if looking for a product with long-term results, Transfusium is definitely that product. So today we're going to ask you to talk about Actify 6000, why you formulated it, what some of the active ingredients are, and what they can expect from it.
Well, one thing I wanted to do, and hello everybody, and Angelica from Berlin, hello, and Tim and Catherine, it's amazing. Tim from Tampa, Catherine from South Australia, and from also Angelica from Berlin. So, and people all around in between. So we're talking 3 continents right now. Oh, Texas, we're talking about 4 continents. So anyway, I want to start out by prefacing what skin is. Skin is the largest organ of the body. It breathes on its own. It doesn't even need your lungs. In fact, they take cadaver skin off someone that's dead. They just take the skin off them and then they'll put it on someone else, and the skin grows, because after a person dies, their skin, and a man is whiskers, they grow for 2 or 3 days because it's taking oxygen in, and if it has enough nutrition in it, it doesn't need the blood. It'll last for that period of time. So if we're looking at skin as a living, breathing organ, and it's on the outside, it's the one we can get to the easiest, we should be able to do a lot with it. And there are basically 3 layers of skin. There's the stratum corneum, that's the outer layer of it, and it is dead cells, but they line up in a way, and if they have the right consistency, they control the carbon dioxide that's going out from cells respiring. They see your skin takes in oxygen, gives off carbon dioxide. And so as a result, it controls that. It controls moisture, which is very, very important. A lot of times people, when they have dry skin, they might not be producing a number of things, but the one thing that always can affect it is if the stratum corneum is in poor condition, and it won't regulate it. Underneath that is the epidermal layer, and that's where most of your cells are. It's the biggest layer that's there, and cells are moving up through that area. And then there's the dermal layer, and that's the base layer where they're produced and created by the stem cells and they come up. All of that put together, there are so many systems working together within each one of the different layers, and then there's layers between them that have to be taken care of because they can separate and you get sagging. All that said and done, how do you address skin effectively? Well, most companies have you using a lot of products that do a lot of nothing, and that's the real truth in it. And in fact, as I tell people about skincare and cosmetics is simply this: avoid skincare and cosmetics, save your money and save your face. They're not making you younger, they're making you older. And if you don't smoke, they put more toxins in your body than all the air, food, and water combined, all through your skin, your skincare. And so now with environmental pollution becoming so bad, it's breathing in all of that, and it's aging the skin even more and putting more toxins in your body.
Okay, so let me interrupt you there when we talk about environmental issues with our skin. Actify 6000, and for those of you who are just joining us, we're talking about Actify 6000 today. And when Tom Mower Sr. created this skincare line, he created Actify 6000 to go on last in the morning before you leave for the day. How does that help with environmental issues and different things as you?
Well, that's the whole thing, and I'm probably prefacing this way too much. But I want to give you the impression there are a lot of different things that can affect skin. There's structures that hold it up, there's types of moisture that's within it, there's all kinds of components. But the single greatest thing that damages skin is sun. And it's UV, A, B, and C rays. And now they find that even visible light, which isn't in the UVA range, is aging skin. If you're sitting in a room, the incidental light is aging your skin. So what can we do about all of that? And then as we get older, our skin cells start to duplicate at a slower rate. So when you're young, you can produce skin cells, and in a month or so, as a young child, they're shed. But when you start getting as old as Leisel is, by that time it might take you 3 or 4 months by the time a cell is produced, by the time it gets to the surface of the skin and then is shed. So we're shedding skin every single day, but the problem is if it's taking a cell 4 months to get to the surface, also the whole matrix of the skin, because of that slow production, collapses and your skin becomes thinner with it. So now let's take a look at what we can do. Other companies will use a sulfate-based cleaner, and that destroys the lipids. That's the fatty. It causes a lot of irritation, and if you have sensitive skin, that could be one of the real bad things with it. Plus the toxin overload is incredible from some of those cleansers that you use. So you need the right kind of cleanser. So we want to treat skin multi-layered from the bottom all the way up to the top. We've talked about some of those other products with our transfusion, which we're going to be very extensive on, but also our Skin Dew, which puts moisturizers into the skin and helps the skin to produce lots of hyaluronic acid, which is the single most important ingredient that's in skincare, or in your skin itself. So other companies, they will put things on it that will seal it up, and they use things like hyaluronic acid, but they don't use the right kind. It's large molecular weight, and it's like trying to eat a pancake by putting it on your face and pushing it in. It just can't go. But small molecular weight hyaluronic acid has merit, and it goes in and replaces that which has been damaged by primarily the sun and aging processes, and helps it to replenish itself with the moisture so that all its biological systems can form better. So we've taken a look at this, and you put Actify 6000 on last, and the reason that you do is that it will hold all the other components that we put in, and you might be using, of course, transfusion, Skin Dew, rapid repair, things like this, but Actify 6000 is called 6000 because it has components in it that will penetrate down in the skin, and you have follicular channels that go into the skin, and as this penetrates down and expands out into the skin, it holds about 6,000 times its weight in hyaluronic acid. So it's just like having a tree that was going up with the trunk, and suddenly all these branches come out, and they all, like fruit, they hold hyaluronic acid to it. So that's why we call it 6,000, because it'll hold 6,000 times its weight of hyaluronic, or 6,000 times more actually than your. We also use low molecular weight hyaluronic acid so that it will penetrate. Now the large molecular weight that everyone uses has a size of about 1.2 million, what they call Daltons, and that's just enormous. That's the molecular weight. It takes about 3,000 or 4,000 to get in the skin, so when you put something in over 1 million, what does it do? It sits there on the surface, suffocates, impedes respiration, all of that, and that's how their products are working. They're actually damaging your skin by inhibiting your biology, and they think keeping the moisture in it is the key, but it's not that way. You don't want toxic moisture. You want toxins out, and then you want good things in.
Now, Belinda Garrett has a question.
Mm-hmm.
She's from California. Hello, Belinda and Pat. Does this help with teenage acne?
Well, it's a whole different situation with teenage acne. Some products will cause it, but it's an androgenic hormonal problem with teenage acne. The better thing for it is exfoliant. That's what I would recommend with it. But this product, if you take a look at it, it's multifaceted. So we put hyaluronic acid in with Actify 6000. We hold 6,000 times its more weight. And then sun is damaging your DNA. So we have 2 different components in it that actually takes the DNA, and it's a DNA protector. So it will protect the DNA from damage so that the skin isn't damaged and the duplication rates go down. In addition to that, we have the very best antioxidant in the world to neutralize these free radicals that are coming from sunlight and from other factors too that's in it. In addition to that, we have ceramides, which are the important constituency of skin cells and structures themselves, and they really get depleted as you get older. And so we load the skin up with those too at the same time that we're doing it. So we have things that improve circulation, lets the skin breathe, protects against environmental damage, hold more moisture in, and it allows all of the wonderful biologically effective ingredients that we have in the skin to work. So it's a very simple system. Unlike many companies that want you using 10 or 12 products, and that's all you're using is products without really rhyme or reason with this thing, and they try to tell you, oh, you should use this because of that, but they're cover-ups. These are true, natural, powerful, biologically effective ingredients that we use, and we have a blend completely full of that all the way, so that when you put it in, then the skin is soft, it's supple, it feels good, it's protecting itself against the sun and regenerating all of the biological factors that we can within the skin to make it full and beautiful.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. For those of you who are just joining us again, we are here talking with Tom Mower Sr. about Actify 6000 and what it does in the skincare range to help us. A question we've got from Pat Garrett says, speaking of the damage that's done by UV rays, does this help you with the UV protection? And if you're using the rapid repair at night, does that also help with the UV protection that you're getting from these products? Is there protection from this? How much can we expect from it?
We can't make a SPF claim on this because they have to be approved ingredients by the FDA to make that claim. However, they haven't approved a new ingredient for UV or UVA or C blockage or sunscreening for over 15 years. But there are many new things out that do it, and we have them in this product, and they're very effective in working with the skin to neutralize the UV, the antioxidants, the UVA and rays and B rays. B are the ones that burn you. A do most of the damage, but it neutralizes these rays. The other thing is rapid repair is not that way. It has an antioxidant, but what happens when you put rapid repair on at night, it's a cell signaler, and as it hits part of the skin that's damaged, then it sends a signal that this is kind of like you cut yourself and immediately the body goes to repairing the cut or even forming a scar. It sensitizes, goes to your brain, and it sends ingredients out that your body produces to find this damage that's been corroded and eroded away and to rebuild it and put it back to where it functions again like it should. So that's the difference between it. With Actify 6000, we're stopping it. With a rapid repair, we're repairing it.
Okay, awesome. So we have got Billy and Victoria Riddle saying hello to us. Sally Donnell has a question for you. Why does your skin flake in the face? You must maybe have some flaking issues. What would be some possible answers for that?
Well, flaking is really dry skin, and it means that something's not working right. It could be a lack of ceramides in the skin, lack of hyaluronic acid. It could be the harshness of the shampoos that you're using, because remember, that gets in your face too. And if you have something that says sulfate on it, if it's sulfate, that's the thing they clean garage floors with and slaughterhouses to break down proteins and blood and stuff like that. And you'll see many products have sodium lauryl sulfate. It's in your toothpaste and it's in most of your shampoos and many other things. So it's really denaturing the proteins and damaging it so that your skin isn't healthy because it's being corroded by these compounds it's using. So those are one of the big things that's causing it. We're also, Leisel knows this and you don't, but I'm going to tell you the secret that she won't tell you. And that is, we're working on an ingestible product for skincare, so we can have beauty from within coming out to heavily fortify all of these structures within your skin from an ingestible, a dietary supplement to go with it. Then you use that from the inside and you have the others coming from the outside, you're going to have really beautiful skin and much easier to control because of it and keep the way that you want it to do. But the key is getting it back to where it was and keeping it that. And we'll do the very best we can, and there is no one else that I know of in the world that is even beginning to address this thing from a truly natural, powerful complementary medicines that science is discovering, but we're finding and bringing out in our products.
Okay, so a question we get from all over, and Katie Larkin, hello from Australia, she's got this question, and I get this asked all the time about our whole skincare line, and is it suitable for all skincare types?
Actually it is, and the reason why they have different things, you say, we need this for your skin, that for the skin, but you gotta remember one thing, Katie, and those other you that are listening, is most of these companies that have something for dry skin or oily skin are using superficial things to retard the oils, to inhibit it, and they're biologically damaging to your skin. Or if it's really dry skin, then they'll film it and suffocate it and impede the biology. So while they give you a temporary quick fix, you have long-term damage.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Now, last week we talked about everything that you can do to take care of your hair. We have so many great products, and we are choosing a winner, of which you've got, you know exactly who this is. Marianne Stolpus. She was with us last week when we talked about this. She's going to be getting each of the shampoos and conditioners, the Encompass 360, and what is our best product for hair growth?
Well, are you talking about topical?
Topical, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. That's Vitalizer.
Yeah,
so if you want
Vitalizer.
tremendous hair growth, it's with Vitalizer, and we've had a special running on that, so you can really
But Marianne gets it for free.
Free for you, Marianne.
And for Dawn Perry. Dawn, we want to thank you and Marianne for all your shares and likes on Sisel Beauty Facebook page, especially last week. We appreciate all your guys' support. We love it. So this week, if everyone shares, likes, or comments, we will choose a winner. And Dad, how many are you going to give away at this?
Let's give away half a tube.
Okay, so
Well, then you could get half to one,
no,
half to the
we'll
other.
give at least 2 away.
Okay,
So-
let's make it 3.
Okay.
Don't be so cheap.
I'm not trying to be
Okay,
cheap.
we're gonna give you 3.
Okay, he's executive decision right there. So Sally Donald says, wow, thank you, how awesome, thanks Tom. Tim Proctor says, this really helps my skin here in
Yeah.
Florida, love the information. Jennifer Skuse, love that information, thank you Tom and Leisel. Well, we appreciate it too. So as we wrap up here, let me tell you a few things here. Get on the Connect call tonight at 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Also, make sure and tune in to Sisel International, Sisel Beauty, the cafe pages. There are a lot of great information on all those places. We're finishing up the 10 benefits of exfolium blog. Make sure you look at those. And now we're starting all things Transfusium. In the next few months, we're just going to be really talking about Transfusium. What a great product this is. And then also, I'm getting ready to take my brother to Australia. So everybody in Australia, can't wait to go and see you. We're really excited leaving you home.
Thank goodness I'm staying here and you're going.
Yeah, I
That
can't.
gives me a great deal of pleasure.
So I'm leaving, bring my brother with me. Can't wait to see all you guys. And join us next week when we grab Tom Mower Sr. for one last time, talking about Transfusium. Congratulations to the winners, and we'll see you next Monday, 3 o'clock.
Bye, everybody.